Hey, I'm Beth, and I'm here to teach you how to put together a presentation in 1 week, 7 days. If you have a 20-minute presentation, to do it in 1 week, taking 1 hour each day, sounds a little crazy, but let's talk through it. Day one, you put together your goal and your outline. So, what does that mean? If you are using PowerPoint, you want to mimic this process with your PowerPoint. So, day one, what is your goal? Are you presenting on how to pay your taxes, right? Are you covering all taxes? Are you covering one specific tax? Are you looking state, federal? What specifically is your goal for your presentation? And then what are your couple of steps to get you there? To really explain through what people need to do. Step two. Step two, we will be inserting details. So, what does that mean? Step two is inserting details, and that means you are going to take that PowerPoint presentation and your outline of what you're speaking through, because you want to have this outlined, you want to write it out and think through it. You're going to have this outline and you're going to flesh out those details. So let's say the presentation you're giving is something, I'm going to do something really basic. How to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Step one, get all your materials, your bread, your jelly, your peanut butter. Is it crunchy peanut butter? Is it creamy peanut butter? I'm team creamy peanut butter over here. So step one, on day one, you would say, here are the steps. Get your materials. Day two, we will be saying, okay, get your materials. Here are all the materials you will need, and here's how you really lay them out. Again, you want to do this both in your outline that you're writing and your PowerPoint if you are using one. Day three. Day three, we're going to be practicing out loud. So this is really where you ask yourself, flow? What flow? Day three, the first time you practice out loud is usually really hard. You usually find where you've missed gaps, where you've missed steps, and where you are really looking for more information to get your point across, to get to that goal. So you take the PowerPoint you've made and your script and you practice it out loud. If you're doing a 20-minute presentation, you can probably get through it in 2 or 3 times within that hour, depending on how often you're stopping to adjust your notes in your PowerPoint. Day 4. On day 4, you're going to think about your audience needs. What do they need to follow the story? Do they need a lot of visuals? Do they need pictures? Do you need to add that into your PowerPoint? How I would do this is by going through my script and highlighting different points where I know that they are going to maybe need a break from words and a break from me speaking, and just have some visuals to look at so that they can connect those dots, right? About connecting the dots. So, what does your audience need? Do they need pictures in your PowerPoint? Do they need a handout? What are those needs? And then day 4 is really where you put those things together. Day 5. Day 5 is for practicing. Practice, 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 update, change. Flow. Your flow should be pretty good. You've already run through it once, focusing on, do you have all the details? And you have worked through it again, focusing on, does your audience have everything they need? So at this point on day 5, you should just be practicing getting the words down, understanding what you're saying, why you're saying it, and when you're saying it. Day 6, more practicing. I know, everyone saw that coming. Day 6, more practicing and coming up with backup solutions. I can tell you there are very few times where I give a presentation and I don't have a backup plan in case things don't work. Things like technology. If you've planned for a PowerPoint, sometimes the computer doesn't work. If you have planned to have a teleprompter, sometimes teleprompters go out. It happens. What is the backup? How are you going to be able to still deliver your presentation if one of these elements are missing? This is where I like to think of the worst case scenario. That makes me actually feel a lot better if I'm stressing or I'm nervous, because I can always say, this is the worst case scenario, right? Everything breaks and the electricity goes out. Okay, so what happens? Usually the world does not end. Nobody dies. You're giving a presentation and it'll be okay. So this day 6 is really where you want to have any backups that you can prepared. So probably you want to spend half an hour working through your presentation and just talking through it out loud. The rest of the time thinking through what are the things that could be missing and how can I be best prepared to handle that. Day 7, you're presenting. So on day 7, I don't want you to have to worry about anything other than your presentation. Take a few minutes before you get up. Make sure you're feeling comfortable. Dress in something you really like to wear, because I will tell you, if you wear something you've never worn before, you will stand up on stage or in front of your audience or your group and you will know that those pants don't really fit right. So, it's a good rule. Wear something you're comfortable in. Wear something you know. Wear something that you've worn a lot and you feel really good in. So, days 1 through 7, this is how you put together a quick presentation. It is a lot of work and it is a lot of focus, but it'll be pretty good and everyone will feel involved and engaged, which is the important part. I hope this has helped.